to our fast start and everything. So I think this time will work. You'd figure that if I do this 1,000 times, you should be good by now, but monkeys fall off trees too. Okay, cool. I think we're fantastic. All right, all right, all right. Hey, well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome to our fast start and Q&A. I love these. They're very tactical. And the intention of today is to be able to not just onboard, but also to be able to smoothen out and get all the little details. And I think I'm kind of lagging. Am I like glitching for you guys? Am I like, okay, I think I'm okay now. All right, of course I would do this. I'm going to switch cameras. Let me try this one. You know, whenever there's tech difficulties, Evan's going to be good. Okay, now I'm super bright. You can see me now, right? Awesome. Cool. All right. Fantastic. But our goal is to be able to help you get the little details down so that we can help you really be able to scale your business. Because there's a saying, and I love what the Harper said. They've been doing an incredible, they've been building an incredible business, just scaling all over the place. And something they said is that you want to make sure that you are system dependent, not leader dependent. All right, system dependent, not leader dependent. And system scales, leaders do not. Who here is grateful that you don't have to be the one, the charismatic one that carries all the load on your back, right? That does all the things. But we all want to bring our uniqueness to the table. But if you know the skill sets, if you know the systems, and you have the right mindset, just put it all together, you do the little things over and over and over again, and you're going to see how you're going to experience some amazing results there. And that's what I want to go through with you guys today. So I have two amazing guests with us, though. Now, I'm super excited to introduce you with. I'm going to introduce you to Melissa first. And to close things off, no pressure, I'm going to have Marnie talk with us as well, too, because Marnie has a very specific tactic that I think can help you get promoted even faster this week. Who here would love your next promotion this week rather than like next week, right? So stay tuned till the end. We're going to talk about that. But I think it's important that we get the right mindset down. And Melissa, I've had an opportunity to get to know her because it happens to be we're neighbors, like the few San Diegans that are here. And one thing, what I know about Melissa is she is the type of leader that gets in the mix with her people. She is not scared to go meet with her people, to be hands-on with them, to really help make sure that they're equipped. And she's able to do this with all different types of people. And your team is very expansive, you know? So Melissa, welcome. Congratulations, newest vice president. How does it feel being a vice president?
I mean, it feels absolutely amazing, to be honest with you. It really feels great because, I mean, well, let me back up. First of all, I feel like I'm home, which is really incredible. But to not only feel like you have found a home, but then just to kind of like fly through the ranks, it's a great feeling, really great feeling.
Man, huge. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome home. And welcome home to everybody here as well too. Put home in the chat if you feel like you're home as well. We certainly hope that you do feel that way. So tell us your mind state when you are starting to onboard people, because you've had a really fast start, but I love how you can just connect with any single type of person. Well, I guess first question is this, tell them about your team, because you have probably one of the most diverse teams that I'm familiar with, different types of people.
Yeah. Yeah, so my team is absolutely incredible. I love my team with all my heart, and they are some of the most special people to me. And my team ranges from, 20-year-olds to 76, 77-year-olds. And we have all ethnicities, and we have deaf and hard of hearing business partners. And they're probably one of the niche teams, niche markets that I really, really, really love and mean so much to me. A lot of us were at a prior company together for 9 years. And so we worked really hard for tools and for accessibility. and to come over to Partner Co. and actually just kind of have tools and accessibility already there. It was a very, very, very big deal for us. And so we're really excited. But yeah, my team is amazing. I have some business partners whom you've met that are herbalists. They've been herbalists for over 40 years here in San Diego, California. And so they bring a lot of knowledge to the company and to the business. And that's something that I'm very excited about because we have these incredible products. And you know, we're marketing really to everybody on such a different level. You know, when it comes to products that are all natural, like the drops, I just absolutely love that. And that's something that I think that they're really going to be able to work with and have been so far.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
guys, who here would love to have a very diverse team, right? At first, it typically starts to look like you and feels like you, but it's beautiful to have that.
it
So
really is.
here's my question to you. You completely had a different shift because to go from no business to a network marketing business is one type of shift, but to go from another company, different language, different products, all of a sudden to shift into a new place, I would submit that it might be harder because you have to unlearn and relearn. So, what are some tips for you for launching and just diving into it? What's led to success for you and your team?
Well, I got to tell you something. I got to tell you a little story really because um it's kind of funny because you know when you have like that moment where you know you're in the right place, right? So
Mm,
Mr. and Mrs. Harper, actually, we had a system in our previous company, and it was called Done for You. Follow the
mm,
system. So, you know, when we came over here and everybody's talking about following the system, and you know, essentially everything is done for you. Like we thought that things were done for us in that system, and the Harpers had created this incredible system, but we're really, really immersed in a done for you system now. And so,
mm,
really, when it comes to onboarding, my biggest piece of advice is for that person to decide how fast they want it to go. Because
mm,
I can't do anything for somebody except hand over the information and give them the tools. But they need to
mm,
decide at that moment, am I a walker? Am I a runner? Am I a sprinter? And then from that
mm,
moment, they can decide how fast they want to go and what kind of results that they want to see. And so
mm,
essentially, it's really just about deciding for yourself and having that. I mean, or maybe you need a mentor to help, you know, bring that out in you. But it's really just
mm,
helping them to decide how fast they want to go. Because at the end of the day, it's you're coming into this business because you want a business for yourself. You don't want to be told what to do. We're in business for
mm,
ourselves, but we're not by ourselves, right? We're here
mm,
because we have mentorship and we have people that can lift us up and bring us up together, you know, but somebody has to make that decision. They have to, and they need to communicate that, you know, because you don't want to be pressuring somebody like, hey, did you do this? Did you do 1 through 5? Have you done your post?
mm,
You know, like that's
mm,
not fun for anybody. It's and so
mm,
it's communication is key. Communication is
mm,
key, and just like making sure that people understand that, hey, A, I'm here for you. B, how can I help you? What are we going to
mm,
do? When are we going to do it? You want to start next week?
mm,
Cool. You're on my calendar for next week. You want to start today? Great. Let's get started today. Like I'm not,
mm,
I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. You know what I
mm,
mean? So when it comes to onboarding, just get that communication first and foremost.
mm,
And then show them the steps. Send them the link.
mm.
Easy as one,
So,
two, three, right? We've
simple.
got an
So
incredible
much,
system, you guys. It's just about following it.
yes. So much wisdom. Thank you, Melissa. Let's give Melissa lots of
Thank
love.
you. I'm
Thank
so
you, guys.
honored that you asked me to be on tonight.
Oh, we're honored to have you. Seriously, because you're just walking, talking like the little details, guys, that Melissa said. You can tell it's just a part of the philosophy, but there's so many little things. And here's a couple pieces of homework, right? we have generally two types of people in this line. Some of us here, you're brand new, right? If you're newer, you're within like your first week or two, or you're still like you haven't launched yet, put a 1 in the comments if that's more so you. If you've already you've launched, you're doing the things, you've gone through the steps, put a 2 in the comments. We're gonna have one of those two types of people, right? So if you're a 1, congratulations, you're in the right place in the right time. Here's your homework. Be a good student. And I love what Melissa said, it's about communication. So let your coach, mentor, partners know your intention. We don't have a crystal ball. If I'm working with Melissa and I want the best of success and partnership, I'm going to tell Melissa, here's my intentions. I want to go big in this. I want to make some money. I want to change some lives. Can I get your help? Right? So just kind of wave your hand. You can self-select. And then this way, the 2s are going to be like, oh, I know who to work with. And then the 2s, your job is to guide them in a way that'll lead them to success. And that's just guiding them to the system, right? So if you're a 2, think about this. Who in your team have you located is the person or persons that you need to help? Who is the ones that you can take the next step with? And what is that next step? And then if you're a 2 and you're thinking, well, I don't have anyone right now, James. Well, guess who that person is then? You got to sign yourself up again. And we've all been there as well too, right? Who here's how to restart your business all the time, right? We're always in the state of rebuilding. It's just constant what it is. So one of those 2 places. So what do we guide them into? What is the system? What do we link them into? Well, the first thing that we give them in is this whole onboarding system, okay? It's our wellness360.community/links page. And when you go through this, you want to make sure you get through your 5 steps of success, or just click on everything. And something I'd encourage, even if you've been around for a bit, go look at it again and think to yourself this: how do you know when you know the system well? When someone asks you a question, is your answer that you actually solve it for them? Or is your answer that you point to the tool? One thing I've learned is this, because how about you? I like to feel smart. Does anyone else like to feel smart, right? No one likes to feel silly. And I thought I had to be the know-it-all and I had to know all the answers and stuff. And one thing I realized is while that feels nice, it doesn't lead to freedom and duplication. Because if you're not around and your team doesn't know where to go to, what are you going to do? It's leader dependent, not system dependent. So even for me, and it's funny because I made a lot of the videos, while I know it, I will answer, hey, like for example, if you're like, where's the Telegram group? I could just link it to them. But you know what I do? I'm like, go to step number 1, get plugged in, and it's right here. Let me not play myself. And they'll ask, well, I get the Telegram group and I can't log into it. What I've noticed is that people need to first download the Telegram app if you don't have it. And then number 2, join it. Why do you want to be in the Telegram groups? One thing I do want to highlight here, that those that have been taking advantage of you're growing by leaps and bounds. This Telegram support channel is the bomb.com. Who here has either asked a question in here or you've read the answers that are going on in here, right? Yeah, putting me in the comments or facts, 100%. It is, so for sure. It's such a great place because, and there's many different team chats and everything. I would encourage, you can always ask privately, you can ask your leaders, there's nothing wrong about that. But you know what I've realized is if I want duplication, I want to ask questions in a way that my team can duplicate and learn from. So a lot of the questions business-wise, I'll ask in here if it could be relevant for someone else. Let me give you a mind state. If you had 100 of your newest teammates around you, what would you want them to do? If you had 100 of your teammates around you, what would you want them to do? So for me, I'm like, well, I'm going to drive them into this. So I'm going to go post into here, right? What else can you do? Brittany, for example, posted her launch post. Congratulations. You can share your launch post in here and then we'll engage and then we'll get some traction onto that as well too, right? So step number 1, know where all of these different groups are, okay? Let's continue to go through this onboarding itself. I'm telling you, there's so much gold in all of these. We have all of our schedule right here. We go on to step number 2. Step number 2, how to create a smart link. Chances are the biggest thing in leaders, I also want to encourage you to not be so quick to just answer the question here. How do I create a smart link? I can show you how to do it. Let's teach people how to fish for themselves rather than giving them the fish themselves. But isn't it tempting? They're like, yelling at you. They're like, save me. It's like, no, the best thing you can do as a coach or a mentor is show them how they can actually learn for themselves, because you want to become irrelevant to them from a business standpoint, from a support standpoint there, right? So we got the smart links. Number 2, who here's already successfully sent a smart link out already for either the product or the business, right? Yeah. You have to play around with it. It takes some understanding and doing, but it's okay. Once you get it, you got it. Yeah, smart links are so great, right? You now have an online business. You have a dropship business there. Number 3, we go into setting up our subscription and that whole process in here, okay? And I understand the subscription process can be a little bit confusing sometimes. What's a color week? How does this all work? Let me give some quick descriptions here, okay? And I'm actually going to corporate tomorrow, by the way, doing a day trip meeting with John and Darren. We're going to be talking specifically over subscription and how to do this. Let me just make it very simple here. When you get started, if you are not yet activated at 200 points, you don't have a color week yet. Your first mission is to be able to get to 200 points. That could be your personal purchase or personal sales. Your goal in the beginning, sell your way to there or grab some products. Once you're activated, you unlock the other 7 ways of getting paid in our amazing comp plan. That's when you have what's called the color week. It's just 1 week of the month. And that's when you need to have 100 points of product. Either you personally purchase it or you can sell it or a combination. You do that, you're qualified fully for the rest of that month. Once you set it once, you don't have to remember it later on. Okay. So that is on subscription there. Let's keep on going. Step number 4. How do you get paid? Right? I've been seeing questions. How do I get my paycheck? Where does it get paid? What are the methods of getting paid? It is all right here. So you can get this. Who here's already gotten at least 1 paycheck through your business already? Give me a wave or put a 1 in the comments. I'm telling you, awesome. Congrats. Lots and lots of paychecks. I've seen people that just lock into the system and they're just following the thing. Teresa's brand new. So I know, not yet. But guys, you see those chats there. It's almost everybody. And if you're not yet, give it a week. Follow the steps you're going to see today, and you will see how you're going to get paid. And it's a good problem to have. And I've never seen anyone really say their paycheck sucks once they start getting paid from this. And then number 5, I do want to go through this, our launch post. Okay. This post is one of the simplest attraction marketing things that you can ever do that is super duplicatable. Okay. You should get excited, Teresa. You're good. Teresa's a student, I can tell. And Rhonda, yes, all of our trainings are recorded and we put them up. I'll show you where. By the way, does anyone know where you can find the recordings of the of our business trainings? Does anyone know? Throw it in the chat if you know where to go for that. Where are the places? Where are the places? YouTube is one place. Yes, YouTube for sure. So if you look on the important links, we have all business training replays. This will populate and it'll bring you to all of our playlists here. We literally have all of our training. So if you get bored one night, don't binge Netflix. That won't make you any money. Binge this and you're going to be in really, really good places right there. Okay. Good question. So how to use this board? You're going to do this color block post. And there's a very smart, my encouragement would be this. There's many different ways to launch your business. And there's not a wrong way, right? But one thing I would encourage, and I love this because it's the easiest, most duplicatable thing. Some of us here are really good at posting. Some of us here, you struggle with posting. I was one of those people. I'm like, what do you say? How do you say it? I don't even know how to make this thing. Okay. And the issue with me is eventually I learned how to become a better poster. Well, I wanted to get all fancy and make it all nice, which is good, and keep on doing that. But I realized that my newest person couldn't do that. So I love the genius of these little color block posts because they're simple. They're on our boards, which is in step 5 to download them. And when you go into these, you'll see that with the drops color block post, They're these really simple ones where number one, what you want to do is you want to actually type it out. You don't want to take the image and post it because Facebook registers these differently. They register images versus written text differently. Okay. Number two, I would also encourage, you can customize it a little bit, but if you don't feel like you've mastered social selling yet, my encouragement is don't change it much. Find one that resonates with you and just try it. It's going to feel weird because I didn't know marketing language, right? When I first saw a post like this, I'm like, that doesn't exactly feel like me. Did anyone else feel like that when you're going through scripts and stuff? It's like, it's not me. I don't want to feel scripted. I don't want to feel fake, which I'm not telling anyone to do. But you know what I realized is this, it was just because I didn't understand marketing language and I want to do what works. So I decided to just give it a shot. It's just a social media post, by the way. If it flops, then it doesn't really matter, right? You can always change it. But I gave this thing a shot and I started to see how it drove a lot of traffic, but I also started to see how it could be duplicated as well too, because it is done for you. You don't have to overthink it. And then you're going to see a lot of traction with these types of things. Okay. So a couple things on this color block post. If you already have one of these up, put a 1 in the comments. If you don't have one yet, put a 2 in the comments. Awesome. Marnie does, Diane does, Kamisha does. Your homework, if you don't yet, today is your day. You're going to launch this. By the way, there's $1,000 giveaway right now going on that if you launch your post, then you can actually be entered into this. And if you help one of your teammates launch, you can also help them get into that giveaway as well too. We got a couple days left on that. This color block post, when you go onto it, you want to make sure there's a couple of things. First of all, I'm leading with a business one, but most people lead with a drops one. If you looked at it and it's like not exactly what it was supposed to be, you can always go back to this and leave the color block. Don't unpin and unpin if you already have one up. You can always adjust this. If you go to the 3 dots, you can edit the post. When you edit the post, you can edit the things that are in it, but you can still keep all the comments and you can keep all the engagement and everything. Okay. So maybe you want to come back in here and you're like, all right, I want to adjust it a little bit. That's fine. Just kind of keep it there. Does that make sense, guys? So launch post there. And then what you want to do is any single time that you do any type of post, going into our 7-day launch plan, the first day we talk about what's called an engagement sandwich, right? Jerry was just on we had a power hour with Cindy and Lindsay right before this. Many of you were on that. Congratulations. And one thing that's important to train the Facebook algorithm is it rewards you for engaging with others. So when you engage with other people, you like and comment on theirs, it's going to come back to you as well too. So any single time make a post, especially a launch post, go to your friends' feeds, like and comment their stuff. Go to their stories, like and comment on their stories, the ones that you want to take a look at yours as well too. Okay. Becky had a really good tip. On your color block post, if you've lost 10 pounds, add it to your update. Hey, update, I've lost 10 pounds, right? So go back and you're going to keep on working on that post right there. All right. So that's just some onboarding tips. It's super simple. Who here can honestly feel that when we walk through that, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that was really hard, 1 being like super simple to go through, put in the chat how you would rate that difficulty, like an honest number. 10 being like, oh my gosh, that seemed like impossible. 1 was like, yeah, all right, just follow the steps and it's pretty simple. All right, Sherry says 1, Marnie says 1, Henry says 4, which means a lot. Henry, by the way, he grew up in an age where he did not have technology. Henry does not look his age at all. He's incredible for being in his 70s. And if Henry says it's a 4 out of 10, that's huge, right? That's why this is scaling so fast. That's why this is moving so fast. Now, what's our target? I got asked this question this other day. They're like, James, I don't understand the comp plan. What should I do? How do I maximize this comp plan and how do I make the most money fast, right? Who here is here because you would like to create some more flexibility and freedom in your family? You like a little bit of extra money. You like to be able to not worry about the bills. You'd like to be able to take out your significant other and just spending money, help out your kids. Man, kids, I've heard that kids' supplies are kind of expensive. I know school's starting right now, right? So how do you do that? What's the best way? It is really, yeah, Sherry's in a place where you're like, dang, these kids are bougie. They got some stuff going on, right? So in our launch week on the very last day, day 7, we do talk about a one simple focus that we call 10 and 2. All right, 10 and 2. This focus is the simplest way to just focus on, maximize, and as you drive towards this, is getting 10 customers and 2 partners with at least 200 points. Or you can enroll 12 people, at least 2 of them being partners. When you do this, you're going to make at least $500. But when you start to duplicate it into your team, we have now seen, we've run this now for around 7-8 months. We have seen multiple people, probably around 20 to 30 people that have reached this mark within that time frame. Like, guys, this thing is working. This thing is cranking. And I've seen the teams that drive towards this are really making it happen. You also get the benefit of getting into what's called our mastermind group. And we've just launched a series of trainings. Who here was on that mastermind, by the way, with Greg and Lenika Scott, Chairperson Level 3. They taught us and walked us through how it felt like to make $1 million in a month. Wasn't it nuts, Liz? I know she got off the call. She's like, that was crazy. So I want to introduce you as we close this out with our closer. This woman, I've really grown a tremendous respect for. Right when I met her, I'm like, man, she's anointed. She's got this glow to her. She's got this grace to her, but she's also got this, like, you can tell she's really nice on the surface, and she is nice on the inside too. But she's like competitive. Like, she's like a businesswoman. Like, she like gets things done, you know? So I want to introduce you to our newest director, 10 and 2 qualified, Marnie Baxter. Marnie, how are you?
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for letting me share tonight.
Thanks for being willing to be on here. So Marnie, how long have you been involved in Partner Co for now?
Wow. Okay. Just this past Saturday was 4 weeks that I joined. And I'm not even 4 weeks on the drops yet. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how were you feeling before you actually said yes to Partner Co?
Well, yeah, this came out of nowhere. I just like Liz and Tiff and some of the other people that you guys have heard from. We were kind of finished with network marketing, we thought, for a while. Just some unfortunate things happened in the last place, and yeah, my focus then for quite some time has been painting and art making. So I was just there, like, trucking along until Liz called me and said, I gotta fill you in on something.
And
And
that's one of your pieces behind you, by the way, right?
it is, yes. Yes.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Keep on going. Keep on going.
No, it's okay. Yeah, and I had seen just an acquaintance posting about the drops. I actually had seen it for about a week, and I was like, I was thinking, I think I might need those. And then when Liz called me, and she's like, it's these homeopathic drops, and I was like, okay, what's the company? And she told me, I was like, I know, I already seen those.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, so I think within a couple days, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm in. And yeah, here we are. And by the
Wow.
way, I think this is my third company that I actually have been online social selling since 2015.
Yeah.
My husband as well was like, no more of that. Like, let's not do any more of that. Because it's the good and the bad, and like you see all the things, but there's just something about this industry when it's done beautifully. And man, is it done beautifully here. Mind is still blown, actually.
How would you characterize it? What is it about this business that's special?
Well, I think it's the people. I don't think there's amazing people everywhere, but there's just something about the type of people that do this business, like running with people who know there's more, that God has more. I love that it's kingdom here. So, like the kingdom of God is advancing. And I feel like a lot of network marketers get that. And it's so much like the wealth can do so much. But being in the room with people who have big vision, have big purpose, that's just the only way to live. I mean, I just like living with hope and joy and vision and just knowing whose we are, what we have, what we can do. That's the kind of atmosphere that I have loved inside this business. And even in other companies that, maybe something wasn't, the greatest and it didn't work out, there were still relationships with those people. And so there's nothing, Liz and I were talking today, there is nothing like this industry. There is nothing like it.
So true. Who here has gone out of a meeting and you're super pumped, and then you went back to your family, maybe you went back to work, or you went shopping somewhere, and you just felt this like, ugh, like this, like, people are complaining, they're like super negative. You're like, man, this is so different, right? So what we have in it, I want to ask this, Marnie, because who here wouldn't mind a Marnie in your team, for example? I love 10. I'm sure, Marnie, you love like 20 of you. So it's important because I hope with these stories, you're not just inspired, but you're also taking notes. Because if you want a Marnie here, then what I think is what drew her here. So if I know what she wants, then I know what to speak about. I know my language that's out there, right? So if you could characterize it, so the culture is different. Anything else different that you've noticed? Now you've engaged, and on a business side, you've come in, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Liz sent me a video of you and maybe one of the owners, and you talked about 4 things to look for in a company. And that really grabbed my attention because that is, I can't think off the top of my head what they all were, but it checked all the boxes. But family, like it does feel like a family. Somebody said it feels like home. It feels like family here. The systems, everything, like you were talking about the systems, everything's here. Like everything's just here and ready to go. And the culture, the systems, the products, which I needed, which I'm already loving. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so good.
You're just living
like
it out. You are product
yeah,
of
it's
the
easy.
product.
Yeah, and it's easy when it's like this, it's just easy to talk about. It's easy to share because it's so good. And I've had quite a long health journey. I was really sick from 2015 to 2019. And network marketing products are some of the things that help me recover. So that's another thing. I think there's some of the best in the world. And so to come along with these drops and the other things that we have, it's easy. People need it. People are struggling, and these products are a gift. Our team, this company is a gift, so it's easy to share it.
So love that. Well said. Guys, who here can absorb that what you have is a gift? Like, do you feel that way? That's a posture, right? It's like, at first, I remember, Marnie, when I got introduced to this business, I'm like, I feel like I need to get people, right? Like I have to beg them. But the posture of, no, I'm grateful and I have to share, right? The people that succeed here are not the super aggressive, competitive, money hungry type of people. They're the ones that just love people. And when you love more, you win in this type of business, and it compensates like that. So, all right. I want to ask you, because Marnie, you're also quite the strategist, and you had a goal this past week and you nailed it. You crushed 10 and 2, you crushed director and everything. And you came up with an idea, and I love the strategy behind this. So, and you came up with like a deal basically to get sales done right now. First, I'd like to ask, what prompted you to even think of a creative idea?
Well, I just was like, man, I really want to hit ultimate by the 4th Friday. And, it's great if you can come in and, buy a large pack and get yourself to ultimate to maximize. But I was not there. I mean, my husband was just, I got my products. It's like, that's not something we can do. And some people can probably relate to that. So I think I was sitting at like 1160 PV with 2 days left. 2 days left.
Wow.
And, it was a desire of my heart. I'm like, I really want to do this. And like, how many of you know, like, when you delight yourself in the Lord, like, he gives the desires of your heart. So I don't have this desire for nothing. So I'm like, Lord, there's a way. And I do have to, before I move on, one of the calls a couple weeks ago where I was listening to you, James, you said, gratitude is God's frequency. And that just like, that struck my heart, because I'm big on Thanksgiving. And so I just began thanking God for those who've joined me, the customers that have ordered, and thanking God for the ones that need it. And so that was part of my strategy, just gratitude and thanking God ahead of time for the ones that need what we have. And so I think it was Thursday, I reached out to Liz and Tiff and I said, guys, I want to get this done. Can you guys pray? Like, let's chat, like whatever. And Liz and I had already talked some ideas and we came in the chat and talked about that. And it was actually Tiffany. I don't think Tiffany's on tonight, but Tiffany had the idea. She was like, Marnie, what if you offer a bulk order at your cost and we cover the shipping? And so she's like, you're not going to get the new customers in your back office yet, but you're going to make an offer and, you're going to get to love and serve those people. And, it all works out. It all works out in the end. And so I prayed about it and I'm like, I think that's it. And because I had followed the systems for the last 3 weeks that are already so beautifully in place, I had quite a lot of people that I could follow up with Friday morning with the offer. And I think so I was like 5. I knew I needed at least five sets of drops to hit ultimate. And so that was my goal. And in an hour, I had 4 of them done. Within an hour of sending the messages, I had 4 people come back and like, yes, I'll do that. And then by the afternoon, when I placed the orders, I had 8. And so yeah. So I went over the 5, but had no idea that I was hitting ranks either. I literally was sitting on my couch and that night and I was open up my back office and I was like, what? Like, what just happened?
That's the beauty of this comp plan. So let's break this down. So everyone's like, okay, how do you do this? So what it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like, did you get a 10-pack of the drops and then you're reselling those like that? No. Okay.
No. Okay. So what I actually did was offered my price, like our price, the 123, like you get it for 123 and the shipping's covered. And so I ended up the 8 people and I just said, you can Venmo me or Cash App the 123. I'll place the order. I'll let you know when it's done. And so I put them in one by one, we covered the shipping, and then boom, they were drop shipped. I think most of them already have their drops already. Like they already have them. Yeah, and they did get emails because I put in their address. So they were getting confirmation emails that their drops were on the way. And that's how we did it.
So break this down. This is an idea. Yes. Some of you want to hit ultimate. Some of you need 500 points for managers. Some of you have a teammate. What do you do? An idea, and I do this as well too. It's kind of like a flash sale, and you can do that. But what I hear first is develop your pipeline, right? You're following the system, you're tracking your customers, and you have people like on the fence. People want to buy, they just need an excuse to buy. So you created an opportunity that had a deadline. You're like, guys, I know you want the drops. I have an opportunity here where I can get it to you at a special price. For you, you offered your price and shipping. You can do whatever that you want, right? You could and you ordered it from your own account, because when you order from your own account, it's your pricing and you just ship it to them. This way you don't have to touch the product. They get the special pricing. You're getting the points right there. And now you have a customer that they're all going to love their opportunity. You know, so Rhonda said, you pay 123 up front. No, you take their order information and then you just put it into your own back office and you're shopping basically. And you're like, all right, this is James Zheng. I'm ordering for you. And it ships right to them. Is that right, Marnie?
Yep. Yeah, they sent me their address, their email, their phone number, and then I just shop for them, put their shipping, their info in, boom, it was off to them.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
hats off to Liz and Tiff too. Like, you know, it was a collab. It was a collab.
That's the key. One strategy away, one idea away, but the victory comes because, Marnie, you were diligent, you were faithful, you followed the steps, you made a goal with the decision. And I love this too. Mindset is 80% of the thing. Be grateful that you're already there. So question, everyone, do you have a goal in mind this week? Is it getting upgraded to ultimate to unlock the comp plan? Is it manager? Whatever that it is. Are you thinking in advance? It's already done. And then you had the idea, you should ask for a strategy. And there it was. And wow, awesome. Any other things you want to share with us? This is so cool.
Yeah, I did want to just share this because this is something practical that I did do because I like to check off boxes and have a visual. So I'm going to show you. So yeah. I did like at one point, I'm like, how many sets of drops do I need to sell for ultimate? And every time I sold one, I would cross it off. Plus, and also the 10 and 2 every time. Not that their people are just numbers. They are not. They are precious, right? But like just as far as the tactical things. So there's something that happens when you can watch it happen in real time. For me, that has really helped a lot. So that's just my little scratches, but
so love that. What you track will grow. Marnie, makes sense why you're a director, makes sense why you're ultimate, makes sense why you're 10 and 2. Huge congratulations. That was a golden tip. I know exactly last time. Thank you. All right, guys, who here already got inspired today by at least one thing that you can do? One idea that you can do, right? I love tracking. And maybe that's your step right now, right? Maybe you want to get into the mastermind. Maybe you want to follow this 6 and 6 blueprint. It's working for everybody that's running it, guys. It's been working really, really fast. Or maybe you need to get back onto it. I love that. A simple computer sheet of paper and just write it out. That seems so simple to do, right? Bring it back to where it is, but what you track will grow. And what your intention on is going to happen. So with that said, a couple last things here. What do we have coming up? We have some big opportunities, and I want to submit these to you and use these for your own resources, right? It's your own tools, it's your own business. But one thing in this scene we're going to find is you're kind of immersed with a lot of support where it's almost overwhelming because you're like overloved. I hope you feel that way. You're never going to be alone. On Wednesday, we actually have a special live wellness call. This is for you to bring your prospects to. This is for you to be very direct. And we bring on the best of the best onto these calls, right? Tomorrow, we've had a common request. Does anyone here have clients or prospects that are perimenopausal or menopausal or even postmenopausal? Like they're in that age group there. So it's been a really popular topic. Tomorrow, we're bringing 2 of our best on this topic. Lily Liu, our original wellness advisor, she has helped menopausal women for, 8 years, something like that. Herself too. It's awesome. Angie Bloom Hewitt as well. That is her jam. And these 2 are some of our best closers, to be honest, in the organization. Whoever they talk to, they get started. So you might want to bring people onto this and take advantage. All of our replays of this, where do we put those, by the way? All of our prospect facing calls. Does anyone know where we put those as well too? I don't know. I'm waiting for the answers in here. Pop quiz time. Where are the tools? It is on YouTube. Yeah, safe answer. It is on YouTube. So when you go back to this all links page, it is right here. Wellness 360 YouTube channel. Marnie, what she was talking about, what did the founders talk about? Well, actually, if you look in here, the next level marketing call, she's talking about the one with John Wadsworth. So know where these calls are, take advantage of them. And as you are connecting with your prospects, we have the machine, we have all the links and everything, but it might just be one of these stories. It might just be one of these calls that can help tip the edge. It did for Marnie, or at least gave her an epiphany. You can utilize those as well too, and everything. All right. And last thing I do want to make sure that I give you too. We are constantly, you know what I'm doing? I'm actually looking a lot in the War Movement support group. And when I'm seeing a lot of questions on something, we're quickly solving them, but we're also giving a tool. Homework, if you want to understand the comp plan a little bit. Who here likes comp plan stuff? Like you get a little bit excited. If it's simple enough, not if it's difficult, right? If it makes you money, are you excited? And now I'm looking at Joanne, you got it, right? So we have on this links page, there's a partner code comp plan playlist. And in this, I'm starting to upload a couple of parts, right? What is the comp plan? How to unlock the comp plan? This one Marnie talked about. This call, this video has produced so much business for people because it conveys the value of ultimate, maximizing the comp plan. And I just made a new one where I talk about tree placement strategy, where to place them, how do you actually do it, where you can optimize your tree and drive it to 10,000 a month. I've worked with this comp plan for 13 years, and we have distilled it into the simplest science that can just get all this confusion out of your mind, right? So just for some homework, you might want to take a look at this right there. All right. So lots of things. And last thing, I promise it is the last one. You know, famous thing about speakers is say one more thing. And it's actually not one more thing. It's like, you know, a lot more things. So I swear this is the last one more thing. All hands on deck. We have the owner of the company, John. We have Katie Holt Larson. We have Christine McKay. And we are driving towards PXP. There's a special announcement that I don't even know about. They're like keeping it really hush hush, but it's got me antsy. So this Saturday, normally we have an academy. We're not doing academy this week, by the way. We're just going to be plugging into this call. This is for every single partner. I'd highly recommend, put this into the groups already. Make a list of all of your partners you've ever got engaged, or even anybody that's on the fence about the business. Drive them towards this call. And I tell you this, you're going to have people coming to PXP with you. You're going to have people, they're going to launch a special announcement and promotion. I don't know what it is. I just know it's going to be good because I know how Partner Code does stuff. And they're going to get a chance to feel the culture of where this is all at as well too. They're going to feel like home, like what Melissa talked about. All right, everyone. Hey, other than that, if you got at least one nugget today that was helpful, give me a big wave or put a 1 in the comments. It takes one idea to change your life. Thank you, Melissa, for just making us all feel at home. Thank you, Marnie, for giving us a really cool tactic. And thank each and every single one of you for partnering with us. We're honored to partner with you. And it's just the start of everything. All right, guys, and then have a great evening.